Hey guys, welcome to my channel. New place. Well, you guys saw it in the live, but this is my first actually recorded video in the room. I ordered my walls. They're coming, I don't know when they're coming. I ordered them last week, so I have to track them. I ended up getting the shorter ones, so hopefully it won't look weird if you could, the camera, I'm not sure, because I've used different cameras. So this one, they should be tall enough for this camera, but you know, ones that have a higher angle, I'm not sure how it's going to work, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be good. Okay, so today I'm going to, I thought it would be appropriate because I'm covering the Delphi case right now. I just started, kind of. I mean, I've been researching it and looking into it for a year now, but I mean, the last couple months I really was looking into it pretty in depth because I'm going to make some videos on it. So I thought I did my first one, the summary, and I thought this next one should be just all the past suspects of, I don't know, whether it be suspects that the law enforcement had or people had, or just all the past suspects from when this happened. Just listing out who they are and why were they a suspect and stuff like that. So, and then after this video, I want to go get into some of the more current ones. Well, some of these are still current, but I mean ones that I feel like are basically new theories that are probably more of a possibility. But seriously, some of these past suspects, I don't know, it just, the thing with these is we're all thinking that, okay, since all of these people have been arrested and the law enforcement would have, well, yeah, I guess all the people on the list, on my list right now of past suspects, they all had been either arrested or the law enforcement would have their DNA, basically. And as we heard, supposedly they have DNA for the Delphi murders. So we all think, you know, okay, so they're not suspects anymore. The law enforcement isn't worried about them anymore. They have their DNA. They have the suspect's DNA in Abby and Libby's murder. So obviously these people are not the right guy. But that's not necessarily the case because it hasn't really been confirmed officially. Like, I feel like it's just kind of a rumor. Oh, DNA. I'm going to share these. There's text messages that were leaked. I want to share those with you. And that says that there was DNA under Libby's nails because she probably fought for her life, basically. So yeah, there's a rumor that there was DNA under her nails. So we're thinking, yeah, they have DNA and they have. These are all people that's been arrested. They have their DNA. They would have arrested them. They would have charged them for that because they can match the DNA by now. But what if they don't have enough DNA? Or what if there's more than one suspect? What if they only have one person's DNA and there was two suspects? Because the more I look into it, the more I think there could be two people, at least. Just more than one, basically. Who knows how many people could be involved with this. So, I don't know. It makes you wonder. But I'm going to go through these lists of people of past suspects, and that's basically will be what this video is. And then I would like to make a trip there, hopefully maybe get some interviews, talk to some locals. I don't know, that's in the works. Randy's, hopefully we need Randy to try to get Randy off of work because I'm not going by myself. No way, because I want to go back in those trails. There's no way I'm going by myself. So I would like to have a guy would probably be nice to have. So Randy, no, he's supposed to be able to, well, we have to pick a date and then hopefully he'll be able to get off work, but I wanted to get my research done first so I kind of knew everything I needed to know about this case before I actually go there. Okay, so let me go through, oh wait, I got a new logo, new merch, guys. It's okay, this is, I have the old one still up and then I have this one. It's the new logo and it's got, I don't know if you could see, it's got two sides. I want to spill my coffee. I spilled my coffee here last night. I had my earphones in right here and I had my coffee here and I stood up. I forgot to take my earphones out and the cord just knocked my coffee off. But anyway, yeah, it's my new logo. And then on the back I have this, it says love, justice, equality, and truth. I don't know if you can see it. It should come up under my videos. It'll show, like, you'll see my old logo, but if you go into Teespring, you click on it, you should be able to find the new logo. And if you can't, go to Teespring and type in Zav Girl, but I named this because you name each one different. I guess I should just name it Zav Girl 2 or something. I don't know. I named this Love Justice, and I didn't realize, I thought it would come up under Zav Girl, or that it would be linked to my YouTube, which is supposed to be, but I don't know if it's showing up because I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find it to show up linked to my YouTube. I emailed Teespring, and they're supposed to check it out. But if you can't find it, go under Teespring, click under the video, you'll click under my old merch, go into Teespring, and then under search, try to type in Love Justice, and that'll pull up probably, or type in Zav Girl if that doesn't work. And the new stuff, you could get sweatshirt. Oh, and I have the masks on that new one. The masks, I have dog. I ordered a new sweatshirt for myself, and Zika's hoodie, or new hoodie for me, and Zika hoodie. And so those should be coming. I ordered at the same time as this, but they come separately. So I got this, so I should be getting those any minute, and I'll show you Zeke in it. So yeah, if anybody has trouble, please email me, and we'll figure it out if you guys want to order some. Okay, let's get into this though. And I didn't put these in any particular order. Besides, I kept the last one on purpose last. But besides that, they're not in any order as far as when they were suspects or anything. Okay, so the first suspect I'm going to talk about is Paul Etter. So Etter was a suspect in the 5-hour abduction of a 26-year-old woman in eastern Tippecanoe County on June 22nd. The woman told police she had pulled into Etter's driveway at 4:30 in the morning after getting a flat tire. So she's late at night, has a flat, pulls into his driveway. Etter came out and asked if she needed help. She felt uncomfortable, so she declined his offer and continued to drive down the county road to a friend's home. Etter allegedly followed her, and when she pulled into her friend's driveway, he got out of his vehicle, he handcuffed her, he put her into his vehicle. She says he then drove her back to his family's farm, where over the course of 5 hours, he allegedly held her against her will and sexually assaulted her. Afterwards, Etter allegedly dropped the woman back off at her car and evaded police until he was pulled over on June 27th. So this happened on June 22nd. He basically evaded police for 5 days. So Etter actually left a comment on News 18's original article. The comment was posted around 1 p.m. on Sunday, and so June 23rd, so it would have been the day after. Okay, so if he kidnapped her at like around 4 a.m. in the morning, he held her for 5 hours, so that would take you till 9 a.m. or a little after 9 a.m. that Saturday, because the 22nd was a Saturday morning, basically at 4 a.m. So he held her for 5 hours, and they said, but it was about 5 o'clock that Saturday before the cops were looking for him. So however long it took her to get home and report it basically to the police. And by the time probably they made the report, it was 5 before they were looking for him. So the next day, Sunday at 1 p.m. So Saturday at 5 p.m. they're looking for him. And then Sunday at 1 p.m. is when he writes into this article, into this news channel. And he writes this, and it says, extremely intoxicated. The devil was with her, driving her wrecked car with only 2 tires remaining. I asked her if she needed assistance, and the devil came onto me. I apologized to my friends, community, law enforcement, and especially my family for creating this incident. I am only a danger to myself now. And then Frank Bodillas responded, then do the right thing now. Either call the police and tell them where to find you, or call them and tell them where to find your body. As long as you are out of custody, you are a danger to everybody. Put an end to this and stop wasting taxpayer dollars on this massive search. And he responds, Frank T. Bodilla, thanks Frank, but I think I'll go sightseeing around the county first. So we know he does go sightseeing for a few days, and before he ends up getting pulled over and then takes his life. But I'm kind of not liking how Frank said, basically it was almost like telling him that it was okay to kill himself, because look, it says either tell him where to find you or where to find your body. It's almost like condoning him killing himself, which he ultimately did. So I don't know if I would have responded like that. But anyway, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, he wrote into the News 18. Just wanted to share that with you. He was stopped driving a red truck, and he had a 5-hour standoff with the police and a police negotiator.
He said he's done some bad things in his life and he's a bad person.
It ended with Etter shooting himself. He was 55 years old and he shot himself right there at the standoff after five hours of negotiating and trying to get him to surrender, basically. But anyway, so it was learned that Etter's name had been called into a tip line in connection with the murders of Abby and Libby. Where he shot himself was 50 miles from the spot Abby and Libby were found. So I personally don't think, besides the whole DNA thing, because we don't know, maybe they are bluffing on saying that they have DNA to try to, get the killer to turn himself in. Maybe they don't have enough. Maybe there was more than one person. Who knows? But as far as Etter, I don't think that it's him, because he let the other lady live. I mean, that's not his MO right there. I mean, that's not the bridge guy's MO, I should say. He freaking kills them. I mean, he killed them right away, Abby and Libby. I mean, if the bridge guy, he was seen a little after 3. They're taken down the hill at almost 2 o'clock. Obviously, he didn't wait. I mean, the bridge guy, he was seen at a little after 3. He was seen walking away from the Monon High Bridge. At least the guy in the video, the bridge guy, the one that described the one in the video, and he's the suspect right now. And so that, I mean, he basically he had to have killed Abby and Libby pretty soon after he took them down the hill. That doesn't leave him much time. What, like an hour and a half? And that, I mean, did he have to move the bodies? I mean, they were placed beside each other. They were across the stream. So obviously he did that right away. This just isn't his MO. This guy holds her for 5 hours and then he lets her go. The bridge guy kills him right away. So it's just the only way I could possibly buy that this could be a suspect in the Delphi Murders is if he was just a helper. Like if there's 2 of them and he was just the helper, the other guy is the one that killed Abby and Libby, and this guy was just helped get them down the hill or something. Who knows? But I personally don't think that it's him. So it just doesn't make sense for him, because if he was so worried about, he wasn't worried about this lady identifying him, why would he be worried? I mean, why did he have to kill those girls? It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, so the next suspect is Daniel Nations. So on September 27th, police in Colorado arrested a man named Daniel Nations for having expired Indiana license plates that they said could be linked to the murders. The following day, police called Nations a person of interest in the case. Police also believe the man who was allegedly threatening people with a hatchet on a hiking trail may be linked to the murder of a cyclist. So he was supposedly the one that was on the hiking trail threatening people. So I don't know. The similarities between Daniel Nations and the composite sketch released by police immediately after the murders, the first sketch, are impossible to ignore. And I know we're not supposed to put the pictures side by side, but I think because all of these previous suspects they already put the picture side by side, so I think they were more referring to any new suspects because they were already putting these suspects. Because I kind of want you to show you the side by side. For the old sketch, at least, because supposedly that's not, that's not who they're looking for anymore. The new sketch is more close. I personally think it's two different people. The old sketch and the new sketch, there's two different people. That's what I really think. The two suspects, the witnesses saw two different people. The bridge guy is that first sketch, and the second one was somebody that's, they saw acting kind of suspicious that day. I don't know why they wouldn't tell us that, though. That's what I'm confused, because then that's giving us wrong information if they're saying that the bridge guy is that second sketch, because that's what they said on the press release. I listened to it over and over. Like, am I misunderstanding? Are they saying that, that there could be two different people? But it's pretty clear that they're saying that that bridge guy is that new, younger sketch. And I'm not buying it. That doesn't look like the bridge guy to me. I don't know. I feel like it's two different people. I even watched, who was it? I watched a video where they had Kelsey, Libby's sister. They interviewed her. Who was it? They interviewed her. And Kendall Ray, she did a video on the Delphi murders. And she had Kelsey. She interviewed her virtually. And even Kendall Ray said that it was two different sketches. She said the first one was one suspect and the second one was a different suspect. So, but I mean, I thought that even before I watched that video. As soon as they released it, I'm like, there's no way that that's the same. That is not Bridge Guy. That's got to be two different people. But anyway, I'm rambling. But yeah, so Daniel Nations looked very close to that first sketch, I think. Wow, it's crazy how close it does look like him. Because the eyes, he has like, his eyes are farther apart than, they're just farther apart than, his eyes are set a little bit farther apart than a lot of people's. And that sketch is like, they have the eyes that are a little bit farther apart than some. And the nose is very similar, so I don't know. But anyway, so even Nation's wife, Caitlin Nations, couldn't help but notice the similarities. But did she believe her husband murdered two middle school age girls in cold blood? She couldn't say for sure. But that's pretty crazy. This is his wife, and she couldn't just say no or yes. But the fact that she couldn't say no, he would never do that, is pretty, wow. It's not a very good trait, or not a very good sign for that you doubt that, somebody could do something that awful. But anyway, she couldn't remember her husband's exact movements on February 13th, the day of the murder, but she did remember that he did not have a car to get around town. So, but do we know that Bridge Guy drove? He could have been walking. Nobody saw him in a car, but there was that car parked, abandoned car parked at that building. But I mean, they don't know for sure if they're assuming that it's the Bridge Guy's car, but nobody knows. I mean, that's what they're trying. I wish somebody would have got a license plate. Did they ever tell us? That's one thing I gotta look into. I haven't ran across that yet. What kind of car was it? Did they ever tell us what car? That would help. Or somebody that reported that there was an abandoned car there, right? For them to know that there was a car there, somebody had to see it and say something. Well, can we know what kind of car it was, what color it was? Wouldn't that be really telling? I mean, to know what kind of car? But then are they afraid that then it's gonna, anybody with that color car or anybody that matches that car description, then they're just gonna accuse that person, and they don't want that to happen. But then how are they supposed to get answers? I don't know. I'm really confused about that whole car thing, because I've tried to find out what car was there. I found a picture of a car at the lot where the abandoned car was, but I think they're just, I don't think that it's showing you that car. I think it's just showing you where. So I'll show you what I found. This is the picture that I found. It says, depicted is the CPS DCS welfare building on February 14th. So this would be the day that they found Abby and Libby, the day after the murders. So is that the car that's what I was a little confused. Whoever's car that was, did they just leave it there and they never came and picked it up? Or was it a car somebody had seen there that day, and then they ended up picking it up and then it wasn't there anymore? Or are they saying, see, now I'm thinking, okay, oh, it was abandoned. Okay, the vehicle was abandoned at the CPS DCS welfare building. So it just was abandoned there altogether. So can't they figure out who that car belonged to? It looks like a truck there. What license plate? I'm sure they already tried all that. It was probably stolen or something, right? So I don't know if that has anything to do with the murders or not. Originally, I don't know why. Originally, I thought they were just saying the car that was there at this time on February 13th between noon and 5, that it was there. Somebody seen it there. They think it was connected to the murders. But then the bridge guy or whoever's car it was took it and left, and that they just wanted information if anybody saw what kind of car and who got into the car and stuff like that. That's what I originally thought, until now I'm reading this and I'm thinking that they just left it there, right? So if it is abandoned and law enforcement has it, why can't they show a picture of it up close, show all the details, the color, make, and what it looks like, so anybody that is close to the suspect, if that, or whoever left that car there, whether that's the suspect or not, but whoever left that car there, somebody that knows that person that left that truck, I should say, sorry, I use the general term car for all cars and trucks, and I know it's a truck, I just call trucks cars too for some reason, but whoever's left that truck there, somebody would know. Somebody close to that person, or that knows that person, or that saw that person in that truck, might be able to identify whose truck that was, or who was driving that truck around that time. But they've never released a picture to anybody. I mean, don't you think they should release that picture so they could all see it, especially the local people? Well, not even local, everybody. They should just release close-up picture of all the details, like a couple shots of it, so anybody with information on who was driving that truck around that time could let law enforcement know if it's somebody they know. But now it's 3 years past, their memory's not going to be so good. Why didn't they do this right away? Unless if they did and I'm not aware of it, let me know, guys. Okay, so Daniel Nation's wife said she had an ultrasound that day on February 13th and was pretty sure that Daniel came with her, but not 100%. So as I was editing this video, I ran across these posts by Caitlin Nations, which is Daniel Nation's wife. So on February 13th, you see that she writes, this is at 2:41 p.m. I don't know if it says 2:41 or 2:42 p.m. She says, doctor appointment today, 28 weeks and 3 days, and lost 1 pound. Woot woot. Baby is healthy, heartbeat 145, and mama is good too. My little Hunter is a strong little guy. And then at February 13th at 9 p.m. or 9:06 p.m. The time is hard to read. But she says, is it bad that all I want to do is talk to you, but I can't? So I'm guessing, I'm just assuming that she's talking to Daniel, her significant other. That just seems like something you would post about that person. That's who she'd probably be talking to, especially on a public forum like Facebook. So that's her husband. So yeah. Okay, so I know that the appointment was earlier that day, but still, it just seems like, even though that post is at 9 p.m. later on that day, where she's saying all I want to do is talk to you, it almost seems like a statement you would write because you hadn't seen him all day. But that's just like a speculation or an assumption that means that maybe she didn't see him all day, that he wasn't at the doctor's appointment with her for her to write that. So let me know what you guys think about that. And she also said that the guy on the bridge was wearing clothes that Daniel wouldn't have been wearing. So it's not his style of clothes. He didn't have a dark blue jacket and also didn't have a hat like that. He only wore baseball caps. Nations has a lengthy criminal history. He was required to register as a sex offender in 2007 after being convicted of indecent exposure for exposing himself while sitting in his car in a parking lot, and later flashing a woman and child who were riding bikes. In previous years, while Nations was stationed at Camp Lejeune, he was charged for indecent exposure 4 times and charged once while in Spartanburg, South Carolina. In 2016, Nations was convicted of public indecency in Indiana for fondling someone in a public place. Furthermore, he was caught spying on a woman in a woman's restroom at a gas station. Nations was also convicted of domestic abuse in Indiana and has a number of other minor convictions on the books. So not a very upstanding guy, is he? Just wanted to show you this picture real quick. You see on the bottom right, it says April 12th, 2017, which would have been 2 months after Abby and Libby were murdered. So that's about what he would have looked like at the time. But who knows, he might have cut his hair after that to disguise himself. I shouldn't say it like that because I don't want to speculate, but I'm just throwing out a theory. If it was him or whoever the suspect is, they could possibly try to disguise themselves by cutting their hair, shaving their beard, dyeing their hair. I mean, you just never know. So just in general, I should say. So Caitlin Nations filed for divorce from Daniel in April 2017. By May, however, the two had resettled in Colorado where they were trying to rebuild their marriage. But almost exactly a year after Libby and Abby were murdered, investigators in Indiana said Nations was no longer a major concern to them. However, they cautiously stated that until somebody is arrested, we're interested in almost everybody. So now that just makes you wonder. Now, why is he not a concern to them anymore? Is it because the DNA, they got his DNA, they tested it and it was different, and then, okay, he's not a concern? Or is there another reason? Or, I mean, I know it's probably not smart for, if they really don't have DNA, to let the killer know that. So, I mean, I like I said, I don't think they ever, did they ever actually come out officially and say they had DNA? I know there's been rumors and hearsay that they did. I'm trying to think all the videos that I've seen as far as the investigators and law enforcement. I feel like I don't know if they directly said it, but just they kind of indirectly implied it maybe. Now I'm gonna have to go back and look through all the videos and see. Or you guys let me know. You guys are smart. Did they actually officially say that, or was it more like an indirect, like they kind of implied it from what they were saying, but they never confirmed and like officially said it as a fact? But I know like the rumor around town and what everybody's saying is, yeah, they have DNA. So, and I know like the family of Abby and Libby, they know a little bit more information than the public knows. So I wonder if somehow somebody heard it through them, and that's how it kind of, or maybe that's not how it got around, but that it is really true. Okay, so we're on to our next suspect, Charles Andrew Eldridge. So when 46-year-old Eldridge's photo first appeared on the news, a lot of people thought, we got him finally. People thought he was a dead ringer for the man in the sketch. But I personally think Nations looked a lot more than the first sketch than this Eldridge. I mean, Eldridge kind of, but I wouldn't look at both sketches and be like, oh, that's a dead ringer. In my opinion, I mean, it could be similar because sketches aren't perfect, so yeah. But I mean, I think Nations looked a little bit more closer to him, which that doesn't, I'm not saying as far as that means he's more of a suspect than Eldridge is. I'm just saying for this terminology of what these articles have said about the public saying, oh, he thought that he was a dead ringer for the man in the sketch. Like, the people were saying that. So Eldridge was arrested January 8th, 2019 during an undercover sting operation in Union City, Indiana. Eldridge thought he was meeting a 13-year-old girl for sex, but was surprised to see an undercover cop instead. Surprise, I mean, ugh, creepy guys. Anyway, so Eldridge was charged with 4 counts of different charges. After the news flashed his mugshot across the screen, the Carroll County Sheriff's deputy tip line got flooded with calls about the similarities between the sketch and his mugshot. So that's when he became a person of interest. FBI and police began investigating a potential link between Eldridge and the girls' murders. Eldridge was very vocal about his past and his multiple sexual encounters with minors under the age of 13. So they're saying, he was very open and wasn't lying about it, so maybe he's not our guy. But murder is a little bit different than these charges, where he could be out and just have to I'm sure he is already registered as a sex offender, but murder, I mean, that's the rest of your life. So just because he wasn't vocal about that does not mean that he's not your guy. But Eldridge is known to be kind of a weirdo, is the word used, and has a fascination with guns. He regularly posts stories to Facebook about missing children, murders, and wanted killers. He even posted stories about Abby and Libby. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a couple of his Facebook posts about the Delphi murders. So the first thing I'm going to share with you here is his post of, it's obviously just a picture of the bridge guy because the video wasn't out yet, because this is from February 22nd, which is 8 days after they found Abby and Libby, so basically 9 days after the murder. And actually the 22nd, that was the day they released the audio. So you got the picture. So he posts it and it says, "Please share to help find this man. A suspect has been identified in the deaths of 2 teens who went missing during a hike in Indiana. The bodies of 14-year-old Libby German and 13-year-old Abby Williams were found in woods last week." Full story, and it gives a link. And yeah, so he basically reposts that. So that's the first one. I'm just going to share a couple with you. The other one I'm going to share, and you can see that's, Charles Eldridge's account. And then the other one that he shares is February 24th. So a few days later, he reposts Maylene Granat's post where it says, "My guess is they have a bit more evidence from the video they are not sharing too. Now we are getting somewhere. Hope this case breaks wide open soon." And then this person posts this article that says, "DNA evidence recovered in Delphi murder investigation." See? Okay, so there we go. There's one of the sources saying that they have DNA evidence, but I still don't think it was actually confirmed. I'll have to read that article. So yeah, so he reposted that. Okay, I just wanted to share those two with you. His Facebook pages were a little alarming, consisting of bloody knives and tools, photos of vultures feeding on a human body, and stuff like that. By the end of January 2019, police put Eldridge on the back burner, saying they had no uncovered evidence proving that Eldridge was involved in Abby and Libby's murder. Okay, so let's on to the next suspect, Thomas Bruce. So on Monday, November 19th, 2018, at around 3:19 p.m., Thomas Bruce entered St. Louis Catholic Supply Store and at gunpoint ordered 3 female employees into a back room where he made them strip naked and then assaulted them and fatally shot 53-year-old Jamie Schmidt after she refused to do what he was wanting her to do. On Wednesday, November 21st, so 2 days later, this is 2018, after a 2-day manhunt, Thomas Bruce of Imperial, Missouri, was arrested and charged with 17 criminal counts, including first-degree murder, sodomy, and kidnapping. Bruce most recently worked as an insurance agent, but his employer lost contact with him almost 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks before this incident, the employer lost contact with him. Before that, he worked at a Jewish community center and managed a local grocery store. Bruce is a 53-year-old Caucasian male who does not appear to have any prior criminal record in Missouri, other than a traffic ticket in 2001. Bruce claims to have served in the Navy from 1983 to 1994. He also spent some time as a pastor at the Cape County Jail. Bruce registered a non-profit church in 2003 with the Missouri Secretary of State. It was later dissolved in 2007. Bruce filed for bankruptcy in April 2017, and Wells Fargo foreclosed on his home in August 2017. Note, the Delphi murders occurred on February 13th, 2017. So that means at the time of the Delphi murders, he was already experiencing financial trouble, where a couple months later he filed for bankruptcy. So this had to be a buildup of financial trouble. By April, him having to file for bankruptcy, and by August, losing his home. So, investigators have theorized the perpetrator may have been under personal stress at the time of the attacks. Bruce tweeted Laura Ingraham, a conservative American television and radio talk show host, on February 14th, 2017, the day Abby and Libby's bodies were found. In the tweet, he wrote, "Ingram Angle, favorite Valentine Day song, Just Between You and Me by April Wine, best rock ballad ever." Bruce also posted a cryptic Facebook photo of two nickels resting on a milk bottle cap. One nickel is face up of Thomas Jefferson, with the other in profile like a mugshot. The first nickel reads Liberty 2017. It could mean nothing. It appears to be an inside joke amongst friends, but it's still worth mentioning. Embedded in the comments is a reference to the song I Can't Drive 55, which includes the lyrics, "I tried my best illegal move, post my face, wanted dead or alive." Weird coincidence probably, but thought I'd mention it because it is kind of interesting. It's clear he has long-term roots in Missouri and originally hails from Michigan. Investigators have said they are following up to see if he might have been in Indiana at the time of the Delphi murders. While no concrete links have been made between Bruce and Indiana, some online sleuths have found that he may allegedly have a cousin and or brother in Indiana, and that he would have to travel through Indiana to get back to his home state of Michigan if he were to go visit his family there. So Bruce has a history of alcohol use and aggressive behavior. A local bartender recognized him from coming into the bar regularly. He had been in there only a few hours before the Catholic Supply store attack. Comparisons have been made between the attack and the murder of Abby and Libby. To name a few, there was a list of like some of the similarities, and then there was a list of some of the differences, but I just named some of these interesting similarities I thought were worth just mentioning, so it's just kind of interesting. So to name a few, both crimes occurred in the afternoon on a Monday, just before a holiday, in broad daylight, St. Louis at 3:20 p.m. and Delphi at approximately 2:30 p.m. Law enforcement noted how brazen the St. Louis crime was to have occurred on one of the busiest streets of the city in the middle of the day. Both crimes involved multiple female victims. St. Louis involved 3 adult women and Delphi involved 2 young girls ages 14 and 13. It has been theorized that both crimes involved the use of a firearm to control the multiple victims. This is an unconfirmed rumor in Delphi case, but is confirmed in the St. Louis case. And this has some, I want to go over that. Maybe that'll be my next video. Just some of these leaked things that I don't know if it's true, but I personally think that they are. So I want to do a quick video on that after this, I think. But it has to do with the what I just said about the unconfirmed rumor. But anyway, both appear to be crimes of opportunity. In St. Louis, Bruce allegedly walked into the Catholic Supply store, cased the area, pretending to be a customer, before returning to his vehicle to obtain a gun. It is believed he did not know his victims. It is also believed that whomever killed Libby and Abby was unknown to them and just happened to see them on their hike. So that it wasn't anything planned. I mean, this isn't a fact, but a lot of people believe that the Delphi murders wasn't anything planned. It was just something that, like, Bridge Guy didn't know them. It was just he happened to see him on the hike, and it was a crime of opportunity. I'm not sure what I believe. I mean, I believe there's a good chance of that, but then some of the other theories, because I just go back and forth between theories and people, so I guess it depends. There's this one theory that it could be possibly somebody that knows them. They probably didn't know him, but he knew them. But then any of the other theories, no, it probably would have just been more of a crime of opportunity. But we'll get all into that future videos. Sorry, I keep bringing up things and maybe that's confusing, but it's just things I want to talk about in future videos. So I like to just mention things as they come up as I'm reading other things. But anyway, the primary links appear to be Bruce's outfit matching that of bridge guys and the control of multiple female victims in one crime scene chosen for apparent opportunity. If Bruce is the Delphi murderer and was wearing his murder outfit again in St. Louis, that would indicate a certain twisted mind. One in which he wanted to taunt authorities and highly egotistical, believing he was untouchable. If he purposely wore that same outfit, like let's say he was the bridge guy. Because supposedly the outfit that he used to commit this crime, or he had during this crime, matches the bridge guy's outfit. But the weird thing is, I guess he tried to get rid of this outfit, and that's how the law enforcement, they found it wherever. He just tried to ditch it somewhere, and they found it, and it was the same clothes basically, or the same outfit as the bridge guy, which is weird. But so they're saying if he really is the bridge guy and he wears the same outfit, it's just a twisted mind. Oh gosh. Regardless, if none of these really are the suspects, they're all just sick people. I mean, just the things that they've done, and that's why they became suspects, because of other things that they have done. So, but I did notice one thing I wanted to point out, that in the bridge guy video, I know it's very grainy and blurry, and it's hard to know for sure what you're seeing, but to me it looks like the bridge guy's facial hair, his mustache, goatee, whatever it is dark. Does it not look dark in that video? And Thomas Bruce's hair is light, so that doesn't match up. But maybe it could just be the way that the lights hitting the shadows. But I don't know. What do you guys think? And bridge guy, didn't his facial hair didn't look really dark? But yeah, Thomas Bruce, he has light hair, so almost grayish now. It's like gray. So. Okay, so the next one I just learned about last week, actually. So, watched a couple of videos, and I kind of dug in the internet and searched a little bit more to get some more information on him, and I don't know, it's kind of new to me, so I'm still kind of digging into him and learning. His name is Jerome Weis. Or Weiss, is probably said more like. But anyway, he worked for this Michael Knight selling CDs and merch. Like, it was this clan, and they had these like vans that had, the advertising for this. He was like a country rap artist or something weird. I didn't really do research into who this Michael Knight was, but all I know is he went around the country and sold like CDs and merchandise basically for this artist, this whatever musician. Anyway, I don't know why I included that, but that seemed to be a well-known thing this guy does. This Jerome guy, he is obsessed with guns. I went to his Instagram and Facebook page, and it's all guns. He's got like tons of guns, rifles. I don't even know what the different kinds of guns are called, but he's got the long ones, the short ones. He's got like the vest, which we know a bridge guy looked like he did have something like that underneath, and it looked like he did have things like that, like where you could stick different tools and knives and equipment, and just like the stuff that you find on his Facebook and Instagram page. Anyway, so let me show you some of his posts on Instagram. This is So January 17th, 2017, so about a month before the Delphi murders, he posted this picture of all his guns. And I think that's a knife right there, gun, probably bullets right there. And then January 23rd, 2017, he's got like this vest thingy, some boots, gun, gloves, little gadgets that people have been pointing out on the bridge guys, thinking they're seeing this kind of stuff, like whether under his jeans or like under his coat, and just like the thing around his neck, and just things that people are noticing on bridge guy, at least trying to, with that grainy photo. Well, with that, I should say, still shot of the video, it's hard to tell. So this was from January 25th. So you see he's got all those weapons there too, bow and arrow and guns and stuff. And then this is February 3rd. Remember, it's 2017, so only a couple weeks or 10 days before the murders. He's posting this. Little vest, what is that, a grenade, a flashlight, a gun? And it just, people have been pointing out on the bridge guy that looks like that he could be wearing maybe like one of these vests underneath his coat. And of course, if he's outside in the woods a lot, I mean, I could see the bridge guy having something like that. I don't know. And then this is February 4th, and with some more guns and a vest and that kind of stuff. And then this is February 13th. So this is the day of the murders. He posts this. It's a coffee. It says, "Nothing stands between me and my coffee." And then that gun, the camouflage gun. And then February 14th, so this is the day that they found Abby and Libby. It says, "Have a great one, everybody." And there's a watch. Just all these little gadget things, like weapons and stuff that... Flashlight, 2 guns, what is that, like one of those things? Man, you could cut off a finger with that. Isn't that like a thing where it cuts? I sound stupid. I don't know what they're called, but I know I've seen one of those. And then the knives and just weapons type stuff. And that's people have been seeming to think that maybe the bridge guy had all this stuff like under his pants and just had like a bunch of this stuff on him that day. Because that video, you could just point out some weird stuff, like with his clothes and stuff like that he might have had hidden underneath stuff. Wait, back to this picture again. This is the picture we were just looking at. I just wanted to point out something. So this is from February 14th. So this is the day they found Abby and Libby. And I'm also going to share with you coming up something else freaky that he posted on February 14th also, but that'll be coming up here in a couple minutes. This is February 18th, tactical suit, and it has a gun and 2 guns and whatever this stuff is. And then this is February 19th, there's a big fire and then guns on the table. And this is his little shooting range he's got outside. I have a couple of videos of him shooting I could play for you too out there. And then another gun. This is February 21st. So this is the day before he accidentally shoots his girlfriend. Oh, wait, we haven't got into that yet. We'll be talking about that here in a minute in the video. Because I added this as I was editing. I decided to add these pictures like this so I could show you the dates. Okay, so and then the next one, this is February 21st. Once again, the day before his girlfriend dies. It says, "My other true love," a picture of a gun and bullets. Well, actually, wait, did that one say anything? No, it just said, oh yeah, this was his new gun. It says new G26. And for some reason, I think that's the gun that ends up killing his girlfriend. I think it was his new gun. It's either that gun or this one. So that's February 21st. And then, well, actually, that's all I'll show you right now. Then I'll end up showing you some more here in a minute. Let me bring the video back and then I'll add them as the video goes. So in 2015, Jerome started dating a 16-year-old Catherine Cool after meeting her online. He was 20, she was 16, and she ended up dying February 22nd, 2017. 9 days after Abby and Libby were killed. Same year, 2017. We'll get into the details of what happened in a minute. Let me just give you some more information here. So friends described Jerome as being very controlling of Kat. They call her Kat, Catherine. On May 1st, 2016, Jerome videotaped him having sex with a 15-year-old girl. And that's going to come up again. We'll get into that in a minute. But he saved it to his laptop. So February 13th, the day Abby and Libby were killed. He posted a pic of his gun to Instagram, February 14th at 5 a.m. So this is basically the day that Abby and Libby were found, but this would have been hours before they were found, because they were found February 14th at, I think, around noon. I think it was like around a noonish. So 5 a.m., 7 hours before they were found. This is the time period here. A witness sees Jerome driving his truck really slowly, covering up the bottom half of his face for some reason. And only 4.5 miles away from where they found Abby and Libby. 4.5 miles is not very far. Well, you guys know. But yeah, no, that's not very far away. It looked like basically where he was at, he could have been leaving the park, heading home. He was like almost to his house where he lived. So he was going away from Delphi, like away from where Abby and Libby were found. Makes you wonder. So he posts this creepy Instagram post of a guy talking about if your child gets abducted. This is February 14th. Okay? The day after Abby and Libby were killed, the day they found the bodies, he posts this weird Instagram video.
Excuses to make it right, I can't do, but what I want to ask everyone out there, everyone that has a child, everyone that has a brother or a sister, if your child or your family member was abducted today, if a madman came in, a terrorist came in, abducted your family member or your child, and if I said to you, I can bring your child home, does it matter how I bring them home?
What the heck? I mean, is that just a weird coincidence? I don't know, man. It's weird. Very weird coincidences. Now, February 22nd was 9 days after the murder of Abby and Libby, and it was the same day that the police released the Bridge Guy audio recording. Not the video that they released a year later in the added audio, but the first audio. Remember when they just released the 2 quick little grainy pictures, and then they just released the audio where it just said down the hill without the guys, the first one that they released. That was February 22nd. So this is the same day that his girlfriend gets shot and killed. So originally, Jerome said that Catherine was cleaning her gun and it discharged and shot her in the abdomen. So it was like an accident. That's what he originally told law enforcement, right? And then he changed his story and claimed that he tripped while holding his gun and it discharged and shot her. After I heard about this, I started thinking, and I was thinking, okay, this is the same day that they released that audio. What if that has something to do with it? What if they release it? Because this is 5 p.m., so this would have probably been... I have to see what time they released that audio, but I'm sure they probably released it earlier than that. So, he's local, so I'm sure they were probably, maybe him and his girlfriend watched the news. And if he had anything to do with this, guarantee he was probably watching the news, up on what was going on with this case. But anyway, so what if they watch this, they release the audio, she says to him, wow, that sounds a lot like you. I don't know if this is when they release the pictures too. I have to go back now. If they release the pictures and the audio at the same time. So whether it's the pictures and audio, like what if it's the pictures too and she's like, whoa, you were wearing that outfit that day, or you have that same outfit, the same clothes, that looks like you. I'm not sure I guess I should look. Okay, I just checked. So they released that picture on the 19th, it looks like. Maybe even before that, but for sure by the 19th, because there's an article from the 19th, February 19th, 2017, and they released that picture. So it could have even been before that, but for sure by the 19th, that picture was out that was taken from the video, the still from the video, okay, and then they released the audio on the 22nd. So she already sees the picture? What if she already sees that, but then she hears the audio and she confronts Jerome like, wow, that sounds an awful lot like you, and those are clothes that you have. And what if that's why he killed her? What if she was threatening to, go to the police? Or maybe she didn't even threaten, but the fact that she was aware, maybe he was afraid, oh man, what if she goes to the cops? She's on to me, and what if that's why he killed her? I don't know, it just made me think. Is that a coincidence that it was the day they released the audio, or does it have something to do with it? There are no coincidences, I've learned. I know that sounds silly, but I don't know. It's just something that I feel like I've learned through life, that usually there's no coincidence. There's always a reason for stuff. So what if that was the reason that he killed her? Because she heard that audio and thought, that sounds like you. And look at that picture. You have those clothes. That's how you dress. Where did that go? You used to have a coat like that. Where did that go? That hat, Or maybe he still has them or whatever. But what if that's why he's freaking out? Like, oh my God, I gotta get rid of her. What if she turns me in? I don't know. Makes you wonder, right? Okay. So anyway, she dies. 22nd, yeah. Shot in the abdomen. So he does say, ends up telling the cops that he tripped and fell. And it discharged. So let me continue here. So a week or so after Kat gets shot and dies, Jerome uploads a picture on Instagram of his license to carry. So if you look on the date, because it shows you like the date that it was issued or that he got it, because it takes a minute to actually probably get sent to you, but it puts the date that he obtained the license, and it was a day after. It was February 23rd, which is a day after he killed her. So that means he illegally had those guns, and the police just let him go. He never got charged with anything relating to Kat's death, even after his story changed, which doesn't make sense. That should be like a red flag that he initially lied about what happened. If he had nothing to hide, why would you even lie to begin with? And then he says, he trips, falls, shoots her, and then they never asked to see his license? If he legally owned a gun, if he legally had the right to be shooting that gun? Obviously he gets it the day after because he's probably freaked out, like, ooh, I better get my license since I don't have one. What the heck? What is going on in Delphi, man? So yeah, he didn't even have a license to carry a handgun. Okay, so I just wanted to show you his license here. So Jerome posted on February 28th, 2017, he posted this, the state of Indiana license to carry, Jerome Weis. But as you could see, it was issued 2/23. His girlfriend gets shot on 2/22, supposedly from him tripping and accidentally shooting her when he didn't even have his license to carry a handgun yet. So he hurries up and gets it the next day and posts this. Thing is the cops just let him go. Don't arrest him. Don't question him really. After he first of all tells him a lie at first, they don't even ask to see his license for his gun? Doesn't make sense. And he has the nerve to ask the police for the gun back that he accidentally shot Kat with, because they had it for evidence. They took it. He asked law enforcement for it back. Why would you even want a gun back? He should be traumatized. He should be hurt. He should not even want to see that gun. That's the gun that killed the person that he supposedly loved, right? Accidentally killed her. I mean, if it was really an accident, I mean, why do you even want that gun back? Anyway, karma at its best. Law enforcement ended up finding his video of him having sex with that 15-year-old girl. So he had to register as a sex offender, which is great. And not great that he's a sex offender, but it's great that, yeah, he has to register. And now people are aware of how dangerous this guy is. Because not only that, but all his posts are him shooting guns. He has like a yard of like a shooting range of all this stuff he shoots at. I gotta show you. Okay, so I just want to clear something up. I'm not saying that he's dangerous because he has guns, because I'm for guns. I want to get one actually myself for protection and learn how to shoot it and stuff. I have nothing against guns. I think we all have the right to have a gun, and if we want a gun, we all should have one, you know? But I'm talking about, he's obviously not responsible. He's not a responsible gun owner. He accidentally shot his girlfriend. I just think there's something more to look into with this guy. The more that I look into him, the more odd and dangerous he seems. But it's not because he has guns. It's because he seems careless with his guns, and it's like this obsession where it just seems not normal, just not healthy. It just seems like something is off with him. So I just don't want you guys to think it's because he has guns. It's not it at all, because I actually want to get a gun. I'm not against guns at all. Okay, so let me play you a couple of his videos here. That's his shooting range he has out there in his backyard. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with having, you know, knowing how to use your weapon, knowing how to use your gun, and so you could be safe with it and know how to shoot it and be comfortable shooting it. I want to go to a shooting range. Well, you know, if he's responsible and he's able to do it in his backyard, that's fine. But obviously, somebody died. He's not being very responsible. And I just think he's being careless. And he just needs to be careful.
I've had this for a minute. Haven't even opened it yet, so. Oh. It's my receipt. Let's get past all this bad stuff.
So that's February 18th, 2017, 3 days before he accidentally shoots his girlfriend and kills her. And I think that's the gun that he actually uses his new gun, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'll play you a few more videos that he posted. Yeah. Yeah. And you notice this is from January 20th, 2017, a month before he accidentally shoots his girlfriend. Yeah. Which I'm guessing that's maybe her in the background. Isn't that creepy? Wow. A month later, he accidentally shoots her. Yeah. So this is from January 18th to 2017. I wonder if it's his girlfriend again holding the camera, filming him while he's shooting his guns. A month before he shoots her. And then this one is from January 17th, so it's kind of going backwards in time. So 2017 though. Still about a month before he accidentally shoots his girlfriend, and not quite a month before Abby and Libby's murder. So you can see he loves his weapons. So that's another gun and knives and guns and stuff. That's that one picture that he had too. So yeah, this is some guy, and this guy accidentally kills this his 16-year-old girlfriend, and there's no investigation on this. Anyway, which is crazy since this was so close to the Delphi murders. Why wouldn't they be on anything weird like this? Anything going on like this? I mean, it makes no sense. They should have been questioning him hardcore, especially after the... I mean, I know that doesn't mean that he is a suspect in the Delphi, but he should have been questioned about some stuff. Especially, at least about his girlfriend's death, but maybe inquire a little bit about that day since, wow, he lives around the area. He's got guns. His girlfriend gets shot and dies, supposedly in an accident. And then, especially after this, about what they find on his computer, then that should have for sure maybe at least questioned him. I mean, I thought they were interested in everybody, anything, to just question anybody that they have a little bit of a doubt about. They're, you know, I thought they were desperate to find, not desperate, but they really want to find who's responsible for Abby and Libby's death too. So why not look at people like this, you know? Anyway, so gets in trouble for this video he has on his computer. He's currently serving a 3-year sentence. Where's the justice for Kat? She needs some justice because... And he never apologized to her family, I guess. Because even if let's say it was an accident, you killed their daughter. You killed her. Accident or not, you should apologize. If it was an accident, apologize for it. You don't feel bad? I mean, anyway, so I saved the best for last. Guess who it is? This one I still go back and forth on. Garrett Kurtz, okay? It's crazy, because like one week I'll be like, no, it's not him, no, he's off my radar, you know, and I'm just researching, and then somehow it'll lead back to him, and then the next week is like, oh my god, it is him, and then the next week, no, it's not him, and I keep going back and forth, so I don't know, but let me give you a summary of who this Garrett Kurtz is. So Garrett Kurtz is the main suspect in the March 2019 homicide of a West Lafayette woman, Nicole Bowen. He accepted a plea deal for 55 years instead of life in prison without parole. So the plea deal was approved September 4th by Newton County Superior Court Judge Daniel Malter. The deal calls for Kurtz to plead guilty to killing Nicole Bowen, 30 years old, in exchange for the prosecution to stop pursuing a life in prison without parole sentence. Instead, prosecutors will recommend a 55-year sentence. Now, this isn't for sure yet. This is just recommendation. It doesn't mean that this for sure will happen. But when asked by Malter about his guilty plea, Kurtz informed the court that he and Ashley Garth, which is his girlfriend, or was his girlfriend, Chris Mathis and Mickey Hiddle were at Kentland Trailer Park, but left to go get more drugs. And Kurtz said that is when he was told that Bowen had snitched on him and Jason Palladino for cooking meth. He testified that he, along with Garth and Palladino, decided that Bowen had to die. So they set up a meeting with her at the trailer park. Bowen's body was found March 29th in a rural hunting shack northwest of Kentland. According to Kurtz, Once Bowen arrived at the trailer park, Garth started a fist fight with her. So Ashley, Garth, that's Kurt's girlfriend, she starts a fist fight with basically Kurt's ex-girlfriend, Nicole Bowen. Kurtz then approached Bowen from behind and placed her in a chokehold until she passed out. Kurtz added that he asked Garth for an extension cord and then wrapped it around Bowen's neck, noting that Garth was the one who pulled on it until she stopped breathing. Now this is Garrett Kurtz's story. This is how he says it happened. So according to court documents, the cord was wrapped so tightly around Bowen's neck that the cord broke. He then tightly tied a scarf around Bowen's neck, placed tape over her mouth, a plastic bag over her head, and bound her hands behind her back and feet with tape. He then wrapped her body in a gray blanket and wrapped more tape around her body and blanket. Court documents also state Kurtz and Mathis loaded Bowen's body in the trunk of a vehicle and drove around Newton County looking for a suitable place to dump her body. They discovered an area with a shipping container, later described as a hunting shack, and a nearby excavator. Kurtz told police, according to the records, that he figured Bowen's body would be discovered because the area looked to be well traveled. Yeah, that's how murderers think, when they're trying to hide a body, that, well, let's put her where she's going to be discovered. Yeah, right. That's bullcrap. I guarantee they're trying to find a spot where she wouldn't be discovered. They don't want to be caught. So for him to, that's obviously a lie right there. Come on, you're not going to be going through all these lengths to try to get rid of her so she's found. You're trying to get rid of her so she isn't found. Anyway, according to sources, Kurtz is also being linked to the death of a White County man nearly 2 weeks before Bowen's killings. Ray Hainish, 49, of Reynolds, was originally thought to have died of natural causes. He was found deceased March 17, 2019, in his Reynolds duplex. Investigators say his body had been there for a few days before its discovery. According to Hainish's death certificate released by the White County coroner, his manner of death is now listed as homicide, and the cause of death is listed as asphyxia due to ligature strangulation. Investigators wouldn't say what connection may exist between Hainish and Kurtz. Kurtz is also facing strangulation and domestic battery charges stemming from January 2019 incident in which he allegedly choked Ashley Garth, one of his co-defendants, his girlfriend, that supposedly he's claiming is the one that pulled the cord, tightened the cord around Nicole Bowen's neck. So she has a charge against him where she said, that he would kept choking her until she passed out. I don't know. I think they're both liars, so you don't know who to believe. But in the Bowen case, Garth has entered into a plea agreement, which is currently being taken under advisement by the court. No public ruling has yet been made on it. She is scheduled for a sentencing hearing October 21st. Okay, now, I am currently listening to those interviews that Open Secrets, I think that's the name of Open Secrets. I think I'm saying the channel right, but she has these interviews with Garrett that she's slowly releasing from when he's in jail. And so I just kind of read you the official document, but I'm going over stuff that he's saying to her. I'm trying to get that all situated and, trying to pick up lies and just trying to examine and analyze all those interviews. So I haven't mentioned any of that and when I was doing the summary of him. This is just more of the official stuff. But we'll talk about that eventually. Maybe we'll do that in a live stream. All those interviews that she did. So those are really interesting too. So that's another thing. I'll listen to one of those and it changes my mind. I'll listen to one and I'm like, no, it's not him. And then I'll listen to another one and I'll catch something. I'm like, wait, maybe it is because he said this or he did this. When you're catching wait, he said, this, and then it kind of contradicted himself and just little things like that. But Well, one more thing I want to point out, that Chris Mathis, his friend, looks exactly like that second sketch. Oh my gosh. It's scary how close that he looks like that. Wouldn't that be something if, so let's say there's 2 or more than 2 people involved in this. Garrett could be the bridge guy and Chris Mathis could be the other suspect that was seen. He helped him, and maybe Ashley was there too. And maybe Chris helped him with the Delphi too. I don't know. You never know. Weirder things have happened, right? Anyway, I just realized that I forgot to plug in this microphone. And now an hour and a half went through all the suspects. Video's over. Just recorded for an hour and a half, and now I don't have the audio. I could use this audio, and it's not going to be that good from the camera. I don't know what to do. Well, I guess if I upload this video, the audio might not be the greatest, but I might have to re-upload it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Shoot. Alright, guys. I'm mad at myself. I'm sitting here talking and I'm thinking it's on, and oh yeah. And here, I'm going to test out this audio, but I don't think it's going to sound right. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. Gosh, I'm so disappointed. Something I would do. I'm always doing something silly like that. Alright, y'all. Well, don't forget to check out my new merch. My new mug. It has something on the front and back of it. It's pretty cool. Like I said, if you have an issue finding this, I emailed Teespring and they're supposed to figure it out and make sure that it links. Because when you see the original one or the video, it'll show probably my old logo. Then you click on it, go to Teespring, and it should link with this one too. And if not, go to search and type in Zavgirl Love Justice, and you should be able to find them. And like I said, if you have an issue, let me know. I could probably send you a link or whatever. Yeah, maybe I could figure out a link I could put in the description. I don't know. Just let me know if you're wanting to buy it. And like I said, that we have dog hoodies. I can't wait. Zeke should be coming soon. They're so cute, little dog hoodie. There's masks too. So those are some extra things that the first logos, they didn't have them out when I made these. So it's only going to be on these logos where you could get a mask or a dog hoodie. Alright, guys. Everybody have a good night. I might have to be recording this again. I don't know. I might just use it. Wish me luck. I hope it sounds okay. Alright. Bye.